Users are users, so don't use drugs. Don't use drugs.
From Melmac. So basically, these old PSAs, there's some greats. There's some great ones. Wanted to pull some, this one here in particular, just, production value, concept, because they're working with all the great, all the madmen, Dom Drapers at the time, the ad agencies and stuff, working with these, with these PSAs. So this concept here is pretty fun, pretty straightforward. Let's enjoy this one here.
1 gram of cocaine costs as much as a boombox. 3 grams of cocaine costs as much as a TV. 7 grams, a trip to Paris. 1 gram a week for a year, a new car. If you're on coke, everything you work for is disappearing. Right under your nose.
So
they were showing that to kids.
Yeah, I mean, it was to every. I mean, that was that was just on network TV running for free.
Oh.
They give them that free ad space. So that was running all over. Well, because it grabs the attention. You see a little bit of it.
Well, here's the hypocrisy. Okay, sure. The people who were doing the coke in that manner of snorting it in the 80s. I'm sorry, they weren't losing their car. They have a Mercedes.
That's
they
right.
have the latest.
They didn't miss out any trips to Paris.
No, they. Where do you think they bought the fucking shit? That's some of that wee shit.
That wee.
That's that wee.
Yeah, no, they also, I don't know. Now look, we haven't bought coke together in a while. But there's that. But I haven't personally bought cocaine in a minute.
I haven't given someone money for coke in over a decade.
I tried to crunch. So we'll go back. Yeah, we'll go back to a time when we were, scrounging up a couple bucks to grab an 8-ball for the weekend. Now, I was trying to crunch the numbers on this as well, because just to see how accurate this is, trying to adjust for inflation. This is 1987. So 1 gram of cocaine being a boombox. 3 grams, so about an 8-ball, being a TV. So was an 8-ball like fucking $900 like back in the day, or
I don't know what the
TVs
fuck
were
they're
expensive.
About.
And then
boomboxes and TV were very expensive. Yes,
right. Those were luxury items. So I don't understand, which I do believe cocaine was actually very, like you just said before, people weren't scrounging up. I mean, if you're going to freebase, but you get your bang for your buck. But like in terms of people snorting it, just jet planes headed for Paris right up their nose, they're comfortable with that. They can handle a jet plane. But yeah, that I didn't know if the actual dollars and cents worked out there, but it is pretty straightforward in terms of like, if you got a choice, it could be this or this. But you are you're right that in terms of who was Studio 54 in the back.
Yeah, I would argue that works for booze and cigarettes better than it does for cocaine. Like, I've done the numbers on booze and cigarettes, and yeah, I'm losing hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month.
Well, I love that it'd be like, well, you can pay this, get this overdraft fee taken care of, or you can get a couple of tall boys down at the, like, I want to see that. We need to make that version of this where it's just like, I've made some tough calls in the day in terms of like, well, I gotta fucking get this pack of cigarettes, or, I guess I can wait till the next paycheck to get, I think the paycheck to paycheck up the nose commercial has got to be made.
Yeah.
We'll do a remake. We've remade Apocalypse Now. Let's remake that fucking PSA.
Let's do it. You want to do it right now, or you want to watch the next PSA? I'm game.
Let's pitch some for this. Let's think about this.
All right.
We've got so you're getting shitty coke as well, because when we were kind of going for it was like, yeah, you can get a gram for $50, $60 in New York from
certainly. Remind me, even how much is a gram?
I mean, generally, the quality, of course,
dime bags
wildly. Yeah. I think generally, like, I remember paying, upwards of like $150 for an 8-ball. So that's $3, you get a little discount maybe. So, and I'm also talking, again, this is like fucking South Philly back, maybe 15 years ago.
Sure.
So I don't know. I don't really know right now what the market is. My understanding is that everything's pretty cheap because, you got a lot of roulette going on out there. You might
sure. I mean, I remember doing 20 a
that
bag.
That boombox probably has a cassette tape of fentanyl in it right right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that also if you lived in New York City in the 80s, you were probably telling kids seeing that, you were probably like, you know what, snort the cocaine, snort the boombox. Your boombox is loud. Yes. I got to get to work. I don't need you doing electric boogaloo every goddamn morning
bump
as I'm trying to get to work. Like, oops, sorry. Turn the thing off. Yeah, no, fuck that. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll scoot into we'll kick that one around. Maybe we'll reboot that spot. We'll try to crunch some numbers. We'll look at what in 2022 what we're actually looking at for that, and we'll reconceptualize, because these PSAs nowadays are pretty fucking lame and tame. Like they at least
I don't even see those PSAs. Where are they?
Dude, they're like internet. They're fucking new media only, man. It's not. They don't even have any great shit hitting the networks anymore. None of the fun's scare tactics. None of the fear mongering like it was back in the stylized fear mongering of 80s and early 90s drug PSAs is something special.
Losers are users, so don't use drugs. Don't use drugs. Ah! Ah!
Weekly dose.
Hey America, there's no use of sleeping with your children, with your daughters, with your